Hey there, Darkstar here. We are in the FBO. This is the Phenom FBO. I've been doing this citation, but I'm gonna try and do this flight in the Phenom, although I've had some difficulty, especially with the landing. But in general with crosswinds. It seems to be very, very light. I've even had it be able to spin out on the runway and just completely slide sideways. So we will see how it goes, but because there's some nasty winds right now. But yeah, there's the lobby. Got the pool table. This is not. There's one with the hot tub out back that you can get on. The pilot's lounge, and then we can overlook the hangar. Plane's not in the hangar right now. Hey, there's a person up here. And then we got a microwave, some storage. Nice stove. I haven't figured out how to make the elevators work. You can select elevator up or elevator down, but it doesn't seem to be there, so maybe that's something they're working on. But I think a lot of people now are talking about we need FBO modules that we can drop in. Like, you know, I want a separate app where I can drop these in anywhere I want and have a whole bunch of different ones. I'd like a really old rundown rusty one for some locations. So we're leaving with just a little bit of daylight left here, and it's going to be dark by the time we get to Iceland. So just as a reminder, we're here in Greenland, on the west coast, and then we're going to fly over to Iceland here. So that is our planned route. Pretty easy departure out, like straight over, turn right, head out over the ice sheets. So there's the plane. I got it parked under the hangar and everything. I placed the hangar so that it would be in a parking space. Yeah, I want working hangars. So I went with the Black Ops version, as you can see. Cannot reach that from here. I want to pull that pin out. This is storage up here that does open. We'll put the pilot luggage and stuff up there. Here's our fuel. So we'll do that in a minute, I think. It also has its own custom GPU. And we're still going to be in the 950 Delta X-ray because I don't want to change it out. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this plane or go back to the Citation X or what. So there's our passenger luggage. Unfortunately, you can't click here to enable the GPU. That would be kind of nice. I kind of like that in the other plane. I think that's not currently usable. Plane does work in career mode, but this is not a career mode flight. I also don't understand why we can't just go get in the cockpit. Like, why do we have to teleport in? Alright, so I put a few hours on it, just doing some tests and stuff, mostly just letting it fly. Did I think 3 flights. Alright, our tire pressures are good. Everything's pretty new, so let's grab our sim brief plan. I do like the presentation on this. And okay, so we're at 165 feet. And QNH is 1004, and the winds are 10 at 13. And it is 10 degrees. Okay. Arrival elevation is 170 feet. Winds are 130 at 12 currently, which I'm especially worried about. Here is 8, QNH 1006. And it's unfortunately a little harder to scroll in this, so I probably won't use this here. We do have Navigraph charts, so we can pull things up here if we want. I'll try and incorporate that. I usually put it off to the side. Okay, so we've imported 4 passengers. I think I want to do this as like 175-ish pounds per side. Co-pilot. It's a little hard to make the fine adjustments. There we go. Alright, then we're going to bump up the fuel just a little bit. So that's going to be 1,926 pounds of fuel per side and 281 gallons per side. 0.5. Okay, and apparently, no, I put the covers on. Oh, of course, I just pulled everything up. Silly me. Alright, let's put up some security codes and put out the red carpet. And go ahead and get a GPU connected and close cabin door. It does take a while to load, so I think what I'm gonna do... Oh, I wasn't ready to do that yet. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to go deal with the fuel. So it has a pretty neat fuel system, and I have not done this yet. But apparently, we can turn on the battery here. Why does it say it's full? Why is it full? Oh, pre-select full. Total, okay. Can we do total? I thought when that said full, it meant I am full. Let's go ahead and go with 2,000 pounds. Nice even number. And then I think we just say refuel. Maybe we have to call for I wanted to do it manually as much as possible. So if we go ahead and click load real time, it will request a fuel truck. Maybe I have to be at a fuel tank or have the fuel truck here for it to work. Set power selector to battery if aircraft is not energized. Select the desired total fuel quantity, actuating the intake switch. Maybe it'll work when the fuel truck gets here. That's it. We're so close. I know if I skip it, it fills it up. That's... What I don't understand is how to get it to initiate the fuel. You have to grab the hose. says once it arrives, the hose should be connected, and I've seen that happen before. I've seen it connect a hose. I just don't know how to. I don't know if it's stuck. Let's go ahead and go. I guess we'll go ahead and skip. Alright, so while they're en route, we're gonna go ahead and get this set up. That's okay. Alright. Shut off valves. No cross feed. We're gonna get the signs on. We'll have the outlets on to start with. That is already armed. That can come on. Nav lights on. Cockpit on. Cabin control armed. Emergency lights. Let's get this on high. And let's bring that up to auto. I want to start the cab warming up. And we'll start some things there. And over here, we want to bring up the checklist on this side. Let's see over here, we've got, let's bring up the
system test. Okay.
Environmental controls. All right, people are on board.
Pause system failure.
I've had that happen before. Oddly enough. Alright, we will get the cabin door closed.
Pause system test. Okay.
And we'll get the cargo door closed. And let's do that as a first pass. Traffic test.
Traffic system test passed.
Okay, Zulu 10. That all looks good. Aircraft loading. Oh. You can scroll it all the way down and just import. Okay, fuel sync. That looks good. Load METAR. That looks good. Takeoff flaps 1, which we will set now and accept takeoff speeds. Need about a third of the runway. Air terms are acceptable. V speeds for takeoff are good, and that's initialization done. Okay, flight plans in. We want to bring up nope. Shoot. Checklist here. Not that far, that one. And then here we want status. And then over here we want to go to map now. And then we can just click through our checklist here. So let's go back to power up and just make sure we got everything. So battery, GPU. We can do the refreshment center. I guess that's what that is. I don't know for sure. Okay. Cockpit voice recorder, we tested that already. Transponder, we will get to in a moment, but we want it right now on standby. Okay, looks like radio setting works, so we can go to SkyOps. SkyOps, 0 Delta X-ray, we'd like to pick up a VIP transport to Bravo India Kilo Foxtrot.
Let me see what we have. Give me a minute or two. Citation 750 Delta X-ray SkyOps. Hey, we got a short notice charter that needs to go right now. VIP tech entrepreneur heading to a product launch in Reykjavik, Bravo India Kilo Foxtrot. They're eager to get there for the big event. We're sending your crew over now. Expect to be airborne in a few minutes. Last week you flew a celebrity out of Churchill, but this one's all about tech. Let us know when you're ready for skids up.
Clearance, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Secure and ready.
Give me 1 second for that clearance.
Oh, I didn't. Just want to make sure you were there. I wasn't asking for clearance. Well, it's not like asking for clearance is a whole lot of words anyway.
Citation 750 Delta X-ray Søndre Strømfjord Tower. Cleared to Keflavík via the WUTAN 1 Alpha departure, then as filed. Runway 9er. Initial climb to 4,000. Departure on 126.2. Squawk 5437.
Cleared to Keflavík via the WUTAN 1 Alpha departure, then is filed. Runway 9. Initial climb to 4,000. Departure on 1262. Squawk 5437. 0 Delta X-ray. Alright, so now we want 5437. And we can go on. Alright, transponder set, TCAS. It's good before start.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard this flight with Alpine Sky Airlines. Flight number 0703, heading to beautiful Keflavík. I'm Tony Marino, and along with my fantastic colleagues, Maria and Jake, we're here to make sure your journey is smooth and enjoyable. Please find your seats according to your boarding passes, and kindly stow your hand luggage either in the overhead bins or under the seat in front of you. If you need anything at all, don't hesitate to ask any of us. Thanks for flying with Alpine Sky Airlines, and let's get this adventure started.
Stall.
Okay. Seatbelt signs will now come on and outlets off. External lights. We're gonna go to a taxi in a moment. Søndre Strømfjord Tower, Phenom 300e Delta X-ray. We are ready for engine start.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, push and start approved, face north.
Push and start approved, face north. 0 Delta X-ray. Okay, emergency lights are armed, fuel is checked. Oxygen pressure is good, that's up here. Thrust levers are idle, parking brake is on, engine ignition is auto, and doors are closed. Okay, so now we can start engines, and then we'll disconnect the GPU. It's really as simple as just turn to start. Once you've got, fuel set up and these switches on, are pretty auto. Yeah, we'll get to that in a sec. Alright, there's a right engine and a left engine. Fuel flow coming up, oil pressure, temperature. No auto throttle though. A little bit annoying. Okay, we got flaps 1, we need to get our trim set. That'll probably come up on the thing in a moment. There's a whole thing about setting your trim. I usually just go for the middle. Alright, engine starts good. Disconnect ground power. Disconnect GPU can be hauled away. And we are now done with this screen. You do have your maintenance screen here where you could, before we started the engines, we could pull up the status, but everything's pretty new, so I didn't break anything in the testing.
Good afternoon and welcome aboard. We are preparing for departure and should be airborne shortly.
Okay, let's see, we got, that all looks good. I don't think it looks like we're gonna need any anti-ice. Alright, let's go. Let's see, we don't have anybody. Søndre Strømfjord Tower, Phenom November 750 Delta X-ray is ready to taxi.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, runway 09 to taxi via Charlie.
Runway 09, taxi via Charlie, 0 Delta X-ray. Alright, and then our, let's see, let's get this on. And mode auto, that's for pressurization. This is looking good. We're on high already. Still a little bit cold, so temperature's coming up. People are going to be unhappy. Alright, we got GPU disconnected. We can test emergency electrics here and make sure the batteries are still good. Yep, 25 volts there. Alright, that's already tested. Engine data takeoff is set. Speed selectors on FMS. Transponder is good. I did comment. I set the things because I couldn't get them all in the right units, but I think they're there now. Well, that one's not. Okay, so let's try PFD settings. Wind is option 1. Units HPA. There we go. That's what we want. Okay. Alright, altimeters are then all set. Flight controls, trims, flaps, takeoff. We are ready to taxi, so we're gonna do that. Ice protection as required. There's all this stuff if you wanna select the right flaps and trim settings. There's a whole table there you can go through. Alright, before takeoff, we will taxi over to runway 9 before we do that. Let's sanity check here. Oh, why is my brake not working? Huh. My brake thing doesn't work. It's kind of weird there's no pre-takeoff. I think there's cruise is next. Alright, so chalk should be removed and everything. Let's see if we can roll. And brake. And say goodbye to the FBO.
Cabin attendants, armed doors and cross-check. Welcome aboard Alpine Sky Airlines Flight 0703. We are headed to Keflavík with an estimated flight time of 2 hours. Please pay close attention to the safety demonstration, even if you fly often. Fasten your seatbelts low and tight, and keep them fastened when the sign is on. Return seatbacks and tray tables upright, and open window blinds for takeoff and landing. Set phones and devices to flight mode. Laptops must be stowed during takeoff and landing. Smoking and e-cigarettes are prohibited on board. Oxygen masks drop automatically if needed. Pull, place over nose and mouth,
There's
breathe
4,000.
normally. Secure your mask first. Life vests are under your seat. Put on, fasten, and inflate after leaving the aircraft. Floor lighting, guides to exits, all clearly marked. This Phenom 300 has 4 exits. Your nearest exit may be behind you. Leave belongings behind in evacuation. Follow crew instructions immediately. If any device becomes hot or smokes, inform crew at once. Safety cards have full details. Thank you for flying Alpine Sky Airlines.
Okay, we're in
Approaching
our tower
runway
here.
9.
Alright, pre-takeoff checklist. We check the configuration.
Takeoff okay.
Good. Wait, what? Door refuel open. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is embarrassing. They talked about the walk of shame, but...
Takeoff okay.
Alright. I was thinking we were good there. Cast messages. Fasten seatbelt signs are already on. Yaw dampener is off. Auto throttle we don't have. Transponder we will turn on. To see it now says outward reporting. Passengers advised. Lights as required. That's going to be our strobe and landing lights. Alright. Sundstrom Tower, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray is holding short, runway 9, ready for departure.
Citation 0 Delta X-ray, runway 09, a wind 010 at 8, cleared for takeoff.
Oh, they're calling us citation because I forgot to go change it in the thing. I'll change it now and see if it picks it up. Aircraft call sign. Oh, we have to add a new one. Phenom, add. And we're still gonna say 750 Delta X-ray for now. And we will Phenom, okay. Clear for takeoff, runway 9, 0 Delta X-ray. I assumed that when I did the auto refueling that it would take care of closing up the refueling port, but apparently it does not undo what you have done. I really want to figure out how to do that though. That looks like a lot of fun. I also realized when I was looking at it that I was only going to put in half the amount of fuel I wanted. I needed 4,000 pounds, not 2,000. I do not find this as easy to hand fly as the Citation X. Nor is easy or smooth on the landing. They made it super wobbly on the landing. Alright, so after takeoff, we're going to go landing gear up, flaps up. Pull thrust levers back. I don't have a good way to find where my thrust lever should be. So, a little bit annoying. We'll figure it out though. Alright, let's go take off power. I'm gonna go with some left aileron here. Alright, gear coming up. Whoa, that is twisty. Flaps up. And we can climb harder if we need to keep from barber poling, which we're about to do.
0 Delta X-ray, contact departure.
Going to departure, 0 Delta X-ray. Uh-oh, what did I just do?
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, roger. Climb flight level 270, departure 119 or decimal 3.
Departure on 119 or decimal 3, 0 Delta X-ray. Why am I barber poled at 80? Gears up. Well, why are my flaps not coming up? That's why. Okay. Well, that's super duper annoying. Okay, that was terrible because my controls weren't working. So we want to actually descend to about 4,000 here. Okay. Nothing is working right now. Radio swap. Departure Phenom 750 Delta X-ray is with you at 6,000. And pitching up like crazy because nobody's on 119 or 3. Nice. Okay. Heading altitude. Okay, I don't know who I'm supposed to be talking to now, but nothing's working. Departure, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Søndre Strømfjord departure, radar contact. Climb via the SID.
Climb via the SID, 750 Delta X-ray. Okay, so that would put us at 6,000. Alright, and now we're way over speeding. Yeah, this is not an easy plane to fly, not at all. And the controls not working and stuff really sucked. Spoiler fault. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's because I hit that spoiler button. Okay. So it is for some reason a little warmer in the cockpit. Can we go a little colder in the cockpit to compensate? And see, we're just slowing down, slowing down, slowing down. Without the auto throttle, it's really hard to hold a specific speed without just constantly manipulating the throttle, especially when the winds are gusty like this. Alright, next bump is up to 9,000. Okay, let's throttle up so we don't stall, but and there goes the speed like crazy.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, climb flight level 270.
Climb flight level 270, 0 Delta X-ray. Alright, now we can just go flight level change. And we can set this into climb. And 270.
Dear guests, now that we are safely climbing, you may use your approved electronic devices in flight mode. The cabin service will begin shortly. Thank you for flying with Alpine Sky Airlines, and sit back and enjoy the journey.
Alright, let's go to map settings. We want traffic on, terrain relative, inset window, flight plan leg to leg. Don't care about that. We want track vector, wind vector, and selected altitude arc. Alright, we're over 10,000. We'll get this off. That all stays on. Why did the sound just substantially change? That was weird. But was that the... Okay, it wasn't because of the lights. Okay, those can come off. And... weather radar, airspeed, windshield 1 and 2 is required. And then we're on to descent. And so click, click, and then this can go on to standard 2. I think that's going to be our cruise altitude, but I'm not sure. And then if we don't need this anymore, we can just full screen that guy. I've gotten kind of used to these not being full screen. I used to always like to have this full screen, but... Let's see, we got synthetic vision on. I wish it would remember my bearing settings, because I'd like to have that always on FMS. And that one like on Nav 1. Wind option.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, contact Arctic Oceanic on 126.55, squawk 2000.
Arctic Oceanic on 126.55, squawk 2000, 0 Delta X-ray. Arctic Oceanic, Phenom November 750 Delta X-ray is with you at 2000, flight level 255, climbing to flight level 270.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Arctic Oceanic departure identified. Good evening.
Not sure why we're going to Oceanic yet, but okay. Maybe there's nobody else out here. Alright, there's 270, our speed is climbing.
Dear guests, now that we are comfortably cruising, we will begin our snack and beverage service. Be sure to try our signature Italian espresso or the classic New York style bagel with cream cheese, both favorites on the Alpine Sky Airlines menu. After the service, selected items from our onboard shop will be available for you to browse. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Didn't we have passengers on board? Did they disappear? Did we lose them?
This is the captain. We are now at cruise altitude and conditions look smooth ahead. Sit back and relax.
Weird. I could swear we had people on board. I mean, we've got our SkyOps mission, but... I like playing the passenger minigame. I suppose we could try, we'll have to turn off realism here. Allow payload changes during flight. I don't want to change the fuel amount. What's our current fuel amount? 1750 aside, roughly. Okay.
Welcome aboard. On behalf of the flight crew, thank you for flying with us today. We will be departing shortly. We have levelled off at our cruising altitude. The weather ahead looks good. Enjoy the rest of the flight.
And then periodically you have to do clean. I think it'd be kind of cool to do some other things there. So I don't understand why it just kills the passenger satisfaction when there's nothing that they want. Like, why is it already down to 59? It's just plummeting for no reason. There's nothing indicated that they want. This guy wants to go to the lavatory, but it's available, and the seatbelt signs are off, so you are welcome to go. I don't know, laid-back travelers are easygoing. I just don't get it. Buggy, I guess. Yeah, we had passengers here. They just disappeared for some reason. Can't blame them after that bad takeoff, but you know. I don't think you can do flaps 1 at 200. I don't know what this means, but I'm pretty sure that's at most 180. That's probably not going to change too much. Like, there's nothing I can do. I don't like that part of this. I feel like it's too hot, but it just won't cool down. Yeah, even selecting a substantially cooler temperature over here, and I don't think this does anything if that's on auto. I guess I could go to manual. Probably better off with it on auto. There's a lot of detail in the coastline. And it's getting to be dark. Yeah, when you serve snacks, it puts them out like that. I could use some peppy right now. And of course all the like cabinets and stuff open. Doesn't do much, but there's a lot of cabinets and everything. Then you get the fancy alcohol cabinet. I think that's emergency gear or something. Nicely modeled, doesn't look like one of the cheap ones. Okay, let's see. It is the Girug. Or mic. Oh wait, do we have it? Maybe we don't have it. Okay, 4 mic. Then we're coming in INGAN. Max 220 knots, 3,000, above 3,000 feet. Non-bow. And we catch the ILS arrival from there. Ah, there we go. Okay. So we're doing Zulu 10. From Nonbo. Alright, we'll just want to verify that 112.8 gets set. Shouldn't be a problem. 460 gallons of fuel left. Currently. And then 1,800 feet. It's funny because this looks like the water and that looks like shore, but it's the opposite. Winds are pretty mild. I was thinking we might overspeed here, but it hasn't pushed up. Even though we're in climb, we're still not even at Mach 0.8. Those sounds are someone going to the lavatory. So we got no hunger or thirst. So one thing that should be on here is boredom, and there should be some kind of entertainment system or something. That'd be one thing they could add. How long between when you get hungry and response could be a parameter that should determine it. But like nobody's even slightly hungry or thirsty. Makes sense, I already did it, but cleanliness, I get that, but it's like 99% right now. There really is clutter in the cabin too when it does that. There were like pillows and stuff. I guess they're done with their whatever. I don't know why we stick people in the seat by default. Go to sleep. You're not allowed to look up. Interesting. Arctic Oceanic, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, request flight level 450.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, climb flight level 450.
Climb flight level 450, 0 Delta X-ray. It should have a pitch limit. Maybe it does actually. But it should have a lower pitch limit when it's way over speed. Because we're climbing at 6,000 feet per minute right now. Okay, pressurization's here. Not much to do down here in general in flight. As you turn this off when you're landing. Alright, let's just check on our VNav parameters. I haven't gone through all these yet. Climb. That seems so slow. Yeah, I think I would like that one better. I didn't think that was the one we were doing. Vibe mic, maybe? Okay, so we're gonna level out and speed up again, we hope. Actually go a little. I don't think that probably changed much actually. 90.8 on the N1. 90.7, yeah. It's giving her all she's got, Captain. Alright, we are on the other side of the coast. That would be water. So I don't understand why it's hotter in here than it is selected. 2 degrees, well, 2 degrees Fahrenheit hotter in the cockpit. Weird.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, contact Reykjavik Control on 123.9er, squawk 6126.
Contact Reykjavik Control on 123.9er, squawk 6126, 0 Delta X-ray. Okay, 6126. And go to 123.9er. Reykjavik Control, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray with you at flight level 450.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Reykjavik Control identified. Good evening. Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, not seeing you on radar. Double check 6126 ident again.
Squawking 6126, 0 Delta X-ray.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, radar contact. 13 west of Kangerlussuaq Airport at flight level 450. Kangerlussuaq altimeter 1011.
I pulled the top of descent way earlier.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray. Contact Arctic Oceanic on 126.55. Squawk 2000.
I hate it when they do that. Contact Arctic Oceanic on 12655, Squawk 2000, 0 Delta X-ray. Arctic Oceanic, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray with you at flight level 450, squawking 2000 and 48 nautical miles from Sabag.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Arctic Oceanic departure identified. Good evening.
There we go. Can't get it quite the way that I want it. And then it does that for some reason. Uh-oh. I feel like potable water should, or non-potable water should be a thing on here that it should monitor. I know there's a spot in the weight and balance for it, but I don't think there's any way to set it in the here. And so you can set forward baggage, crew baggage, aft baggage, catering. Like all of these things should have some weight, right? maybe they'll add those. Doesn't seem like be that hard. And unless you have catering on board, you shouldn't be able to serve food or beverages. That's annoying. It keeps changing this. I had changed it earlier. Changed it back. Guess a standby, huh? Not responding to my normal controls. Is there anything in the manual? I guess we could do that. Or auto. No music. Heat exchangers are hotter now than they were before. expect the INGAN 5 mic arrival in about 20 minutes. 0 Delta X-ray. You really get spoiled with that auto throttle though. It just makes it so much easier. Let's see, yaw dampener toggle works. Radio. Uh-oh. And up toggle is speed brakes, okay. Alright, HM is in the turlet. Let's see where one goes. Okay. That's like your IFR position maybe or something. Uh-oh, that sounds like it's toggling something. I don't like that sound. ATC panel choice 1. It shouldn't have been triggering though because I was holding down shift. See, shift 2. I don't like to click. 3. 4 we knew. 5. Engine. Okay. Lights, that's way too close. 7. 8. Oh, nice. So 8 and 9 are those views. And the 0 is kind of like over there. 3 could be useful. 4 is kind of useful to look over here. Come on, Harold. So when they load in, I somehow need to make this one not load in. I'd rather it load in 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I can always just manually adjust it. I wonder what the weights look like if we take 6 people. Wish I had a little summary thing, like little icons that were colors or at least or something for their status, so you didn't have to click on one and view it. You could view them all. I think we must be flying over those storm areas right now. Yeah. That's why it's getting a little bumpy. Okay, I'll pull the power back just a hair also.
GPWS system failure.
What?
GPWS available.
What happened? Weird. on that top of descent. Hopefully it'll clear up as we get over here.
Vertical track. I wonder what we need to do to listen to COM2. We already are, okay. Doesn't seem to be letting me switch to COM2 though. I can swap radio frequencies.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, descend via INGAN 5 mic to 3000 for the ILS Zulu runway 10 approach into Keflavík. QNH 1005.
Descend via the INGA 5 mic arrival to 3000 for the ILS Zulu runway 10 approach into Keflavík. QNH 1005 0 Delta X-ray.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Iceland Oceanic, descend via INGAN 5 mic to 3000 for the ILSZ runway 10 approach, QNH 1005.
Please return to your seats, stow your tray tables, fasten your seat belts, and note that the lavatories are now off limits. Thanks for your attention, and let's get ready for a smooth arrival.
Descend via INGA 5 mic to 3000 for the ILS Zulu runway 10 approach. QNH 1005. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Alright, let's keep getting 3000 dialed in here. Okay, we're gonna have to send a little faster if we want to make it. One thing they need is I want to recover from this. Like, I guess the Airbus does that, right? You can. Well, I don't know.
Alright, let's get our throttle back up. So I'll let Copilot take over comms for now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our descent. Please make sure your seatbelts are fastened.
Okay, we already know landing field elevation's good. Small change there, not much. And 1005, we've already got dialed in. Let's go full flaps. Plan for ice protection on. So we need to go all the way down to the end of the runway. So yeah, so it's a 10,000 foot runway. We're gonna be coming in here and we're gonna park down over here. So we want to go all the way to the end. Alright, that's done. And fasten seatbelt signs are on. Let's go ahead and get our lights on. Little ways from landing.
and here comes 18. It's the magic number for coming off standard pressure in the game, not necessarily elsewhere in the world.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, contact Iceland Center on 126.55, squawk 3345.
Contacting Iceland Center on 126.55, squawk 3345, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. Iceland Center, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. Good morning, descending 17,000 for 3,000.
Don't say 4.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Iceland Center. Good morning, Keflavík, altimeter 1005. Expect the ILS Zulu runway 10 approach into Keflavík. And have you got information, Bravo?
Good morning, altimeter 1005. Expecting ILS Zulu runway 10 approach. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, contact Keflavík approach on 119.3.
Switching to Keflavík approach on 119.3. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
We do have information Delta right now, not
Keflavík
Bravo.
approach. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. Good morning, descending 15,000 for 3,000.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Keflavík approach identified. Good morning, Keflavík, QNH 1005.
QNH 1005, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Okay, we need to slow down to 250 here at some point, but not for a little while. Alright, let's slow down.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your cabin crew speaking. We are now on final approach into Keflavík. Please turn off all electronic devices and stow them safely until we arrive at the gate. Make sure your tray tables are up, your seats are in the full upright position, and your seat belts are securely fastened. Our assigned parking is East Apron Stand 122. The weather in Keflavík is mild with a temperature of 8 degrees Celsius and light winds. Crew, please check that everyone is seated and their seat belts are fastened. Thank you for flying with Alpine Sky Airlines.
Alright, passengers are advised. Crossfeed off. Altimeters are set and cross-checked. Windshield 1 and 2 heat are on for now. I guess I turned it on a little early, but definitely gonna need it coming through here. Alright, we're basically looking at autopilot, yaw dampener off, landing gear down, flaps deployed, and slow down to VREF. I think there's a 220 knot speed limit coming up, a couple minutes away. It's 220 knots at non-bow, 200 knots at the IF. I do wonder if it remembered my setting. I think it did.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, 8 miles from Maddox, turn left heading 130, descend 1800 until established on the localizer, cleared for the ILS runway 10 approach.
Left heading 130, descend 1800 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 10 approach. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Right, cleared for the approach. I don't know why they would have us turn left to 130 at this point. It does not make any sense. Alright, here's where we slow down. Okay, gear down, flaps 1. Gonna go ahead and arm the approach, localizer captured, glide slope armed. Flaps 2.
Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, contact Keflavík Tower on 118.3.
Switching to Keflavík Tower on 118.3. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Okay, that's okay.
Keflavík Tower, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. Good morning. Established on the ILS runway 10 approach.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Keflavík Tower, roger, continue approach. Phenom 0 Delta X-ray, runway 10, winds 120 at 11, clear to land.
120.
Clear to land runway 10, Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Okay, so if we bug 120, that's where the wind's going to be coming from. Okay, I'm gonna go full flaps. And start slowing down to approach speed. You can see we've got a lot of yaw in, which means this is going to be a very bumpy landing. Go yaw dampener off.
Approaching runway 10.
Okay, 1,000 above. Gears down, flaps are down. We're close to VREF here. Okay, autopilot off. Let's try and get this aligned here.
.300.
Get the aileron into the wind a little bit. .200.
100.
Okay, looking good mostly.
Flight director.
Okay, I got the spoiler down. Let's deactivate the spoiler, I think.
X-ray, contact ground on 121.9er.
Switching to ground on 121.9er. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. Keflavík ground. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray. Good morning, cleared of runway. Ready to taxi to the gate.
Phenom 750 Delta X-ray, Keflavík ground, taxi to East Apron stand 122 via November 1. Good day.
Okay, I don't know where they're sending us.
East Apron stand 122 via November 1. Phenom 750 Delta X-ray.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Keflavík. Did you know this city is famous for its stunning northern lights and geothermal spas? We're still taxiing to our final parking spot, so please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until we come to a complete stop. On behalf of your flight crew, thank you for flying with Alpine Sky Airlines. The local time here in Keflavík is 2:59 a.m.
Alright, first time I'm using a little bit of brake. I don't know why there's a bus that wants to take off. You're not an Airbus, dude. Okay. So flaps up, lights to taxi, strobe off,
28.
transponder on, and that's it, I guess. See our hangar waiting for us off in the distance. Okay, well these green arrows do not take you to your final parking spot, that's for sure. That is not where the parking spot was. has not worked, so we'll do that one. That worked. Alright, let's chalk it. Security cones. We'll get the red carpet in place. We'll bring up a GPU. We'll connect to it. And then we'll get lights off. That can stay on. And engine off. Whoa, that reflection right there is weird. Oh, 'cause something parked on top of us. What the heck, man? Get out of my spot. These can all technically stay on, and then we go. Let's open the doors. Announce to deboard.
On behalf of the entire crew, thank you for a wonderful flight. We hope to see you again soon.
We got a butter landing. And then if we do this, we say unload real time. What? Oh, that didn't get put back up? I thought I did. Clicked it. I don't know how long we'll be able to keep the temperature up in the cabin. It's too bad they don't actually get up and leave. Sure those get back on. We did okay on fuel. Let's just check the shutdown thing. Ah, yeah, I did forget that one. Okay. Pull that to cut out. Emergency light switch. That would technically stay on until the passengers are off. Wonder where they're going. Oh, you know what we didn't do yet? We need to go to 12211. SkyOps, we've arrived and the mission is completed.
Great job on the VIP transport mission to Reykjavik. The client is very pleased with the smooth journey.
Alright, now we're done with the plane. It was dark here as I was afraid it was going to be. I feel like if you're at an FBO, they should go in here. They shouldn't have to wait for a transport. Alright, hopefully Volanta worked. Alright, and let's see. Alright, so that's 737 nautical miles, 1 hour and 56 minutes, and 2,193 pounds of fuel burned. And the original plan was 2,600 pounds burned, so it's not too bad. Huh. That's weird. It says our touchdown was 420 feet per minute. I don't think... I thought it was pretty gentle, and we got like a good score on here with soft touchdown, so I don't know. Let me see what the sim says. Sim says 250 feet per minute. It's touchdown. So the plane said 0, basically. This said 250 feet, and Volanta says 420 feet. So that's how accurate those things are. You know, plus or minus 420 feet per minute. I think the sim is probably the most reliable one. I'd say 250 feet per minute is acceptable. You're supposed to land these planes kind of firmly. Looks like everybody's gone. Boarding transfer vehicle. Loading to vehicle. Unfortunately, there's no animation of it, so. Okay. All right, well there we go. That doesn't look great. The height of these things seems to change a bit after you first place them. Okay, I think that looks alright. We'll try that. See how that works out. It's a clone of the other building. I wish I knew how to make the elevators work. It'd be kind of cool if you could hit the button and have the elevator come down and open the doors. A lot of detail in here. Like there's a phone, and there's lavatories. Oh, it's even got the bottle filling station. Nice. I don't think it works, so. Yeah. Now if they just get decent character movement in here.
I don't think that's supposed to just be open. Yeah, we're clipped into something. I think that's clipped into some other building. PC load letter. The snack area. Very cool. Lots of people sitting around. All right, we'll call that a success, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.